Hello there, welcome. So in this video presentation, we are going to demonstrate the remaining steps for tissue processing. By the way, I'm Jehoiakim Ephraim J. Roque, and I will be demonstrating the infiltration process. So infiltration, or also known as impregnation or interpenetration, is a process done right after the clearing of the tissue sample. It is a process wherein the final silane is replaced with a molten mass, which infiltrates the tissue. And this process is typically done using 3 different wax immersions in order to ensure that none of the clearing agent remains in the tissue. So what are we waiting for? Let's go. So for the first step of infiltration process, we are going to immerse the tissue sample in the first paraffin wax bath. And set a timer for 13 minutes. Once 30 minutes is done, transfer the tissue sample into the next or second paraffin wax bath and immerse it for 13 minutes. Once it is finished, transfer the tissue sample to the third and last paraffin wax bath and immerse it for 45 minutes. When 45 minutes is done, remove the tissue sample from the paraffin wax bath and place them on a paper towel. And now, your tissue is now ready for embedding. And that's it for infiltration process.
Good day everyone. I am Kayla Dote from DSMLS 2I and I am here to perform the embedding process.
To perform the process, we need our melted paraffin wax, paper boat embedding mold, tissue specimen, and forceps. Let us get our tissue sample from our tissue cassette. Then, dispense a small amount of liquid paraffin in the mold to act as a base. Immediately transfer the tissue into the mold and make sure it is centrally positioned in the mold. Then, fill up the rest of the mold with paraffin. Place the molds in a cooling tray until it solidifies. When solidified, detach the block from the mold. And lastly, don't forget to label your block.
And this is our finished product, a solid block of wax encasing a section of tissue.
Good day everyone, I am Ella Ortega from BSMLS 2I. So after embedding, I am now going to perform the floating out and fishing out of tissue sections.
The materials needed in this procedure. We have here a water bath, tissue specimen, adhesive, glass slides, pencil, tweezers, scissor, and the paper towels. So now, let's start. I'm going to boil the water and set it aside until the temperature drops within 40 to 60 degrees Celsius. So let's prepare and label the glass slides properly before proceeding in cutting the tissue sections. So the 1/4 part of the glass slide is where I am going to put the label. So always remember to label them with appropriate accession number. Now, I am going to cut a small portion of tissue sections and create a finely cut tissue ribbons. After cutting the tissue sections, let's then transfer it in a water bath with a temperature ranging from 40 to 60 degrees Celsius. Because putting the tissue sections in a water bath that exceeds on the temperature can cause the tissue section to distort or wrinkled. So after a few minutes of letting the tissue sections float in a water bath, this technique will expand the sections to its original dimension and ensure it is completely flat. So next, I am going to coat the slide with an adhesive, which is the egg albumin, in order to fish out the tissue section. So in fishing out the tissue section, place the slide near it and carefully fish out the section in a vertical way. So now let's place the slide in a clean paper towel and let it dry. So this is now the tissue sections in a glass slide. So the completely dried tissue section slide is now ready to be placed in an oven and all set for the next procedure, which is staining.
Hi guys, I'm Kuzana Rosales, and in this video, I will be showing you the hematoxylin and eosin staining procedure. So, let's get started!
So now, I am doing the floating out and fishing out of the tissue specimen before I proceed to the actual procedure of the H&E staining. And after this, we will allow the slide to cool for at least 5 minutes. For the first procedure of our H&E staining, I have here 2 changes of Silene 1 and Silene 2. So first, I will put the tissue section in Silene 1 and leave it for 5 minutes. After that, I will transfer it to Silene 2 and leave it for another 5 minutes. Second, we will use alcohol formol to immerse the tissue section for at least 10 dips. Third, we will transfer it to a bath of 95% ethanol with at least 3 changes and 10 dips each. Fourth, I will wash the slide well with clean water for at least 1 minute and make sure to drain excess water. Fifth, I will stain the slides in hematoxylin for 5 to 10 minutes. After 5 to 10 minutes, I will drain excess stain and then rinse it with water. For the sixth procedure, I will decolorize the tissue section in acid alcohol with 2 quick dips only. And then after, I will rinse the slides immediately in water. Seventh, I will immerse the slide in ammonia water until tissue turns blue for an average of 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, I will rinse it again with running water. And after we rinse it with the running water, we will stain the slide again with Eosin Y for 1.5 to 3 minutes. And after that, I will drain again the excess stain and then rinse it well with water. Second to the last procedure, I will dip it in a 95% ethanol with at least 3 changes and 10 dips each. And lastly, I will dip the slides in Silene for at least 3 changes and 10 dips each. And that's all for our H&E staining procedure.
Hi, I'm Billy Malone and I will be demonstrating the mounting process. Mounting is routinely done to protect the stained sections from getting scratched and from bleaching or deterioration. With mounting, you'll be able to preserve the slides permanently and for easy handling and storage. In mounting, we'll be using our mountant, cover slip, and tissue slide. Today, we'll be processing patient AP21069 specimen. To start with, we're going to add 1 drop of our mountant to our cover slip. Next, we're going to mix it with Silene, the last reagent used in staining. After that, we're going to gently press our cover slip to our slide. Gently tap off the excess and wipe the back end to clean it.